Hey Shang, I am so glad that you reached out to me here. And we're all right. I had to get that up. And they're asking me questions here. It says you're confused on 823 and 825. Does that mean and 826? I'm not sure. So I'm going to do all three of them for you. I don't care. It all works out. Mrs. Hainish said that you've been pretty busy at home trying to do stuff, watching and cooking or whatever you got to do. And you know what? If math is that hard or whatever, or takes too much time, don't worry about it. It's not that big of a deal for me. Just do the best you can when you can, okay? All right. What I will do, though, is I'll fulfill your request here. You said you're confused on some of these, so let me do it. So when we're looking at this, you could look at this like a trapezoid, and you could treat it like a trapezoid. What I would do instead is I'd look at it as like two different shapes. I look at it like here. I see this rectangle here, and then I also see this like triangle right here. All I'm going to do is just find the area of each of those, and then I'm going to add it up. So the area of any rectangle, right, would be base times height, and the base is 21.25, and the height is 7.6. So we would multiply those. Now I am doing this on the side here, 21.25, 21.25 times 7.6, and I have 161.5. Sorry, I'm making you wait there on that. And now we have the triangle. And when we do the triangle is going to be base times height, and then we got to divide by 2, right? The base for this one is going to be 10. The height is 7.6, and then we'll divide it by 2 after that, okay? So 10 times 7.6 is 76. We'll have to divide that by 2. 76 divided by 2 is, I believe, 38. So what we'll do then from that is we will just add those up. So we have that 161.5, right, this top one. We're going to add it to 38. And please check my numbers, make sure I didn't screw anything up. That should be 199.5 square meters, okay? So that's the area that's how I would do that one, all right? So for this, what I would do is now I'm going to get out of here, and your next two questions had to do with 825 and 826. So the reason I brought this up, this sheet, this is the same sheet that you have here, is this stuff is already in order, this data. If you went in the CPM book, it looks a lot harder, okay? Hopefully you're looking at the same sheet that I gave you guys online. It says the weight of 19 hummingbirds are given below in ounces. Create a histogram for the data and use it to justify whether the mean or the median is a better choice for a typical hummingbird's weight and calculate it. I can already answer this question without having to do anything else, okay? I can calculate the mean and median, that's fine. But what I'm saying is that I don't have to do anything else to know, because what I'm looking for is, do I have what we call outliers? And outliers are numbers that are going to be on this end and this end, and if they're really far away from a lot of the other numbers, then we would call that an outlier. But if you look, I've got a lot of 11s over there. That's not a real weird outstanding number. And on the left, but that 4 isn't really that far from a lot of the other numbers. So I have no outliers. If I have no outliers, then the mean is a good choice. I don't have to do the median for that. But I'll show you how to find both of those values. So the weight of these 19 hummingbirds are given below in ounces. Create a histogram. You know, if I were to do a histogram, does it say whether I have to? You know what? I just want to scoot ahead and check the answer real quick. How do they do theirs? They do their histogram, so I hope you're looking at this so you can see some of that, right? Oh, look at this. Because it's not such symmetrical, it says the median. Looks like I should have checked it a little further. Yes, there it is. Look at how much that is over there. That should be the median. I would have figured that out if I would have done the histogram. Way to go, Mr. Crone. So notice that each of these histograms, they're what we call 1. It goes 4, 5, then 6, 7, then 8, and 9. Okay, so what it's doing is that histogram. We're looking for all of those that go in and fill each one. So, Mr. Crone is already screwed up. I can't even get through this without screwing up. So now I'll start with the 4 since that's the smallest value. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I almost wrote a 10 and 11. I'm a few weeks away from school and I can't even write anymore. All right, so so what I'm going to do is I'm going to look and I've got a 4. I'm just going to, I'll do this real quick. So I got a 4 here. So that means I have 1 4. So I'm going to go under here and I'm just going to have, I'm going to do a little of this. That goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's got to be more than enough. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go up 1 to create my histogram for that 4. Then I look to see how many 5s I have, and I have 1 5. So then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go up 1 5, okay? Then I'm looking and I say, how many of these 6s do I have? And it looks like I have no 6s, so I'll put nothing in there, nothing in that bucket of 6, but I do have 1 7. So I'll go over here and I'll go up 1 for a 7. I'll fill that in. And now I have 2 8s, huh? So 2 8s would mean that I need to go up 2 here. So it's going to go a little bit taller. Now, Mr. Crone's pathetic little graph over here makes it not so easy to see, right? I have 4 9s. So now, when I have those 4 9s, right, I need to go up 4. So I will go up 1, 2, 3, 4. Again, if I would have taken my time and drawn this a little bit nicer, right? And that's what we're doing. At this point, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to fill the rest in with purple because that sounds like a good color. 10, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 10s. So I need to go up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2. That's way up here, huh? All right, there we go. And then I have 3 11s, so I'm just going to fill in those 3 11s with the same color of the purple. There it is. Looks like a big rainbow. All right, now, because you can see that huge spike, and we looked at that answer, right? Because look at how the data kind of goes like this. Because we have this huge spike over here, it's what we call skewed. Skewed, not spelling that right. Because it's skewed, we would want to use the median for that. Now, the median is the middle number. And so to find the median, the best way to do all of that is to just work our way to the middle. And what I do is I just simply cross it off, right? I work my way to the middle. Look at that. So we're going from left, and they're already in. Oh, Mr. Crone screwed up. I did 4 in there. I need to do 4. 1, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There it is. There's my median, and my median is 10. And my median is it probably is the better representation. If I'd have done the mean, that wouldn't have been as good. So sorry for that mistake. Looking down here at 826, I have Mrs. Sakata is correcting math test. Here are some of the scores for the first 14 tests she's corrected. And then the next question that we would get from there is which scores do not seem to fit this set of data? How will the outlier score affect the mean and median of the data? So let's look to see, are there any numbers in here that are really far, far away? And what I notice is, boy, this 12 does not seem to fit, does it? That 12 is really far away. I also noticed, too, that it kind of looks like this 91 and 93 are kind of really messing stuff up. You could almost say that they're not. You know what we're going to do? We're going to check our answer just to see what they say. 12, definitely got that one right. But it doesn't look like it will, they care about that 91 and 93. The reason I was a little hesitant on the 91, 93 is because you have stuff like an 85 and an 83 in there. It's not nearly as far, but that 12 is totally jacked up. I mean, there's not anything in the 20s. There's not anything in the 30s. There's not anything even in the 40s. So that 12 is just totally messed up, right? So what would it do? Well, the first thing it would do is, because you have a super small number, the mean would be much smaller. Okay, it's going to make it much, much smaller. The median is the middle number. If we were to put these numbers in order, the median would probably be a good choice, actually. Would be the, you know what I should say? I won't necessarily say it's a good choice. What I'm going to say is it's the better choice. It's the better choice, okay? And it's the better choice because 12 is an outlier. Because it's an outlier, it really messes with the mean, which makes it significantly smaller than it really is, okay? I hope this video is not too long, and I hope you're doing well. I sure miss you guys, especially somebody like yourself there, Shing. So I hope you're doing okay. If you need anything, please let me know, okay?